Are you ready for the fascinating tale of Der Seltsame Arzt, El Doctor Extraño, or put simply, the Strange Doctor? I hope so. Hold on to your butts. What's up, YouTube? It's this guy, Jeremy McDonald. Let me hear you say it. One of your very favorite people with Parkinson's. Of course, it's Jeremy, also known as J-Mac, Jeremy Mac. Let's do this thing. I'd like to give a shout out to Jen over the Wiggles Project. Got this t-shirt from her. They also come in red, so check them out. Go over to Jennifer Sullivan, Parkinson's Wiggle Project. All right, let's get to this. Oh, first of all, news. We only have large and extra large left on the t-shirts. Mediums went pretty fast, so I was kind of surprised. Also, I've realized that people have been trying to contact me at Jaymac, spelled J-M-A-C, podcaster at gmail.com. It's actually Jaymac podcaster at gmail.com. Not the letter J, Jaymac podcaster at gmail.com. Hope that clears up some confusion. I've got more than one or two emails. Finally, people were like, I couldn't figure out your email. I had to spell it like 5 times. So Jaymac podcaster at gmail.com. Let's get to this freaking dicky story. What do you say? All right, well, this story, it's kind of been in my pocket for a while. I've only told to a handful of people because I feel like maybe people won't even believe it. I was going to have my wife do an intro, but she got busy. My wife can confirm she was there for this entire story. Now, when I quit my job working at the warehouse, I had to apply for disability. Now, that's a long process, and that's for another day. But you've got to go to a screening from, I guess, like a doctor that works for the government. Well, this was a clown show if I've ever been to one. It's almost weird. I felt like maybe it was like there was like you know that show Impractical Jokers or like Hidden Camera where they put a camera in the room and they try to see what they'll just do bizarre stuff to see what you'll do. Well, I kind of felt like that's what was going on here. First of all, I go into the office. Now it was either the nurse. I have a memory that it was the doctor, but either way, at some point they said you need to get down to your underwear and put on a hospital gown. I'm like, I'm here for Parkinson's checkup. I don't know why I need to be buck-ass naked except for my little I wasn't wearing a thong. I was wearing a little blue bikini. That's how it started out. Doctor comes in. Now, I used to do good accents of I can imitate people, but I don't want to be offensive to anybody, so I'm not going to do the voice here. I realized maybe it was not the best thing to do, but this guy came in. He was an old Asian guy. He said he was from Japan, and he was one of those guys that he had the thick glasses, and when he talked to you, he would close his eyes. So he's one of those closed eye talkers, which immediately got me kind of going, okay, let's see where this train goes here. Well, he gives me the little the sniff. It's like coffee beans. He wanted me to smell he wanted to see if my sense of smell works. I was like, no big deal. I knew what he was doing. Very good, he said. Then stuff starts to get weird. He tells me 10 of my patients died last year. What did I do wrong? He's asking me this. I'm like, hell if I know. I don't know you. I'm not in charge of your doctor's office. I don't follow you around. He goes, well, 5 were from heroin. I'm like, well, why didn't you say that to begin with? Half of them that died were from heroin. Now, this guy, I feel like, truly cared about his patients or whatever the people he saw in the office. I don't know if he got any. I guess he had repeat customers, I guess you'd say. But I was like, I don't really know how to answer that when the doctor says 10 of my patients died last year. What did I do wrong? I wanted to say, what were you injecting them with? Were you... I don't know. It was very strange. So he has me get up. He tells me, bend over. Excuse me? Bend over. My wife was there for the whole thing. So I bend over. He goes, squat. So remember, I'm in my underwear in this little gown. So I'm bending over with my bikini ass hanging up in the air. And then he wants me to squat. So I'm squatting and bending like a fool. And I stand up and he goes, you don't look so bad. I was like, well, thanks, I guess. But that's not when you want to hear from a disability doctor. Then after that, it got really weird. He started launching into this discussion about his ancient Japanese language, which I'm all for language. I started the thing out with German and Spanish. Hopefully I pronounced everything right. Tells me he writes stories. I don't really give a damn, but he wants to talk to me, and I obviously want to get approved for disability, so I'm humoring him. He said, I write a story about a dog that follows me home every night and then sits outside Waffle House where I guess he eats his dinner. Don't ask me. He said the dog is actually a lady. It turns into a beautiful naked lady. And then he goes, no sex and violence in my stories. Okay, I'm in a doctor's office. This is a doctor's visit. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange. And then he goes, and then I wrote another story. It was like, where's the camera? Where's the camera? He goes, this story, I call it Monkey Boy. And I just wanted to fall out of my damn chair. A monkey boy? I said, tell me more. He goes, well, this monkey boy, he goes to the zoo and he can understand the animals, the monkeys when they talk. Turns out, he finds out, he goes back home and he realizes his parents are monkeys. I'm like, over my head. Monkey boy, dog woman, naked dog woman, no sex and violence, ancient Japanese language. And I'm looking at my wife like, is this really happening? I don't know what the bending over was about. I don't know what the underwear was about. Here's the thing. I wonder if, when he said the heroin thing, maybe he was looking for needle marks or something. I don't know. Why? I've never been asked, and nor has anybody I've never talked to said they were asked to disrobe for the Parkinson's exam. Can't figure it out. So the visit ends with him walking out, barely saying goodbye. I don't think he did say goodbye because we sat in there for like 10 minutes, and I guess we're like, can we go? Are we allowed to go? So we just got our stuff and got out. And on the way down, this was kind of a weird thing. This is kind of like a sad note. This guy, we're on the elevator, and this guy looks at me, this older guy looks at me, he goes, I just came from the heart doctor. I'm going to die. There's nothing they can do about it. I'm going to die, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm like, just sensory overload with the stories and the closed eyes talking and the weird analogies and the withering looks he gave me at a couple of my answers. And you don't look so bad. Turns out, well, of course I got denied. Because of my age, you will always get denied for Parkinson's at the age, I guess it was 38 at the time, because I was diagnosed at 36. So I thought I'd give you a funny story this week, because the last couple weeks have been kind of, I've been having some rough stuff, but this story, like there's a recording of me and my best friend Adam, who passed away in 2016, and I was telling him this story, and I completely forgot about this, but we recorded it for an old podcast I did. And I was going through the old tapes, and I discovered this story, and I thought, I must have blocked this whole thing out, because it is something out of a Will Ferrell, Ben Stiller movie. Just awkward, weird. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. He never did, I guess he wouldn't have a way to, but I got the sense he wanted me to ask more about his stories. But I'm like, dude, I don't really, first of all, the Monkey Boy story, I don't even know what to do with that. And then, so I guess what I'm getting around to is Strange Days. People are strange. Yes, indeed they are. It's a good album there. Strange Days indeed. What's your strangest doctor visit? Have you ever been asked to disrobe at an MDS meeting? This guy wasn't an MDS, but like a disability doctor or any kind of doctor for Parkinson's, when you were going for a Parkinson's checkup. I've never been asked to take my clothes off and get down in my underwear. Maybe he was looking for some inspiration for a story. All right, I'm going to cut this nonsense off because tell me your strangest doctor story. Leave it in the comments below. Once again, Jaymacpodcaster@gmail.com. All we got left is large and extra large on the t-shirts. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Tom Rio in Florida. He's a good guy. Gary, Roger, Inez. I've got so many people. You guys make my day. Every message I get makes me smile, makes me know I'm doing the right thing. Feedback, people. That's all I got. Peace and love from the currently humid and sweltering city of St. Louis.